Theme Hospital versus 2 Point Hospital. Welcome back to Virtual Gaming Clash, my video segment in which I pin video games head to head or in a virtual bloodbath bout in which game I actually prefer overall. There are many simulation games for the PC, from business sims like Theme Hospital to construction and management sims like Theme Park. Also not to mention there are racing sims and farming sims. There are all sorts of sims. Each simulation game has their fundamental basics of gaming mechanics and innovative ideas that separate one from the others. Each from the others, should I say. Do you oldies remember a video game for the PC called Theme Hospital? By golly I do. And I remember it being so much fun. Exactly what a video game should be. Theme Hospital is an excellent, well-crafted PC video game title that was released back in the mid to late 90s. Developed by Bullfrog, a company with exciting promise but unfortunately went into extinction because of EA. Theme Hospital had an amazing vibe while playing the game. It has humour, has talent, and not to mention it also has brilliantly well composed music to fit the overall atmosphere of the game itself. Upon its release back in 1997, it was not until 2018 that we actually got the spiritual successor, whatever that means, to Theme Hospital. 2 Point Hospital. 2 Point Hospital follows the exact same template as Theme Hospital, in which generally you build your hospital, look after your patients and your staff members, and also shooting rats. Anyway, without wasting any more of your time, let's get into Virtual Gaming Clash, Episode 2, Theme Hospital versus 2 Point Hospital. Okay, let us begin with the first thing about these games, the gameplay. The gameplay is simple. Build rooms for your staff members to carry out their daily routines, to attend to the patients that arrive in your empty hospital and cure them of their diagnosis of sickness, or look after them. You are given the duty of employing your hospital staff with their specific skill set to operate in various hospital rooms, such as GP office, ward, general diagnosis, and many other for the doctors and nurses to work in. Earning money is a big side of the game, as it helps you to purchase more hospital equipment and hire more hospital staff to help you run the hospital efficiently, while also attending to different patients' medical needs. You are given a reputation status as to how well your hospital is run, and the better your reputation, the more patients will be arriving. Every now and again you will receive notifications regarding new diseases that need treating or something that requires your assistance to be aided, such as every once in a while you are notified whether you are able to attend to patients with an emergency situation regarding them. Curing them will help your reputation and earn more cash. Certain rooms that you build, like the research rooms for example, allow you to research new equipment you currently do not already have in your inventory, which is very handy for treating new diseases or current ones that you are unable to prior the research room. Looking after your patients is one thing, but looking after your staff is also on the same boat. Making sure that your staff are well looked after by providing a staff room for them to unwind and relax in, while also giving them a pay rise will help them to be a happy staff member. You move on to new levels once your hospital is in good standing and is running well, providing more challenges for you to complete and to get used to beat and win against. Theme Hospital and 2 Point Hospital has a number of selectable menus for you to explore through the duration of your gaming time. These menus range from staff hire to loans and building and treatment rooms, along with items for your hospital for the patients to feel comfortable in and for you to use at your disposal. Verdict, it's a draw. They both offer such amazing gameplay, so it's 1 each. Okay, now that's the gameplay out of the way. Let's talk about the next thing which is very noticeable in these games, the music. 2 Point Hospital and Theme Hospital have their own selection of music that you will listen to throughout your time building and looking after your hospital. While Theme Hospital has only a few selection of tracks, 2 Point Hospital has much more to offer for your ears to splendour over it. I feel that Theme Hospital has upbeat music that has got very much into my head, that still, after all of these years, I'm humming the tunes to in my head, whereas 2 Point Hospital's music feels more relaxing and slow paced. Music that you can chill out and enjoy. Verdict? I've got to give this one to 2 Point Hospital. You see, while I absolutely love Theme Hospital's music, I feel like that it's selection of tracks, while upbeat, and they, get you humming along with it. Same with 2 Point Hospital's one as well, but I feel like they can get a little bit repetitive at times, and that can sometimes come across as annoying. But especially with its only selected range of tracks, it only has a few of them. 2 Point Hospital, with its 2 Point Radio and its more selection of tracks of music to listen to, I think that's an extra plus, and it's something which I can actually chill out next to. When I'm actually playing 2 Point Hospital, I really enjoy listening to the music because it's so relaxing, it's slow paced, and it's really nice and good to the ears. Theme Hospital's one is good, but I wouldn't say it's as good as 2 Point Hospital's one. While quirky and upbeat, I feel like I prefer the chillaxing mood with 2 Point Hospital's soundtracks. So for this one, I will give it to 2 Point Hospital. Okay, that's the music out of the way. Now let's talk about another fun thing about these games which they offer, the animations. This is all part of the fun, for the game to produce animations for witnessing what your patients go through in their respective rooms of treatment, or if they're going to the toilet to drop some kids off at the pool. Playing Theme Hospital as a kid all them years ago provided a little bit of shock value when it comes to certain rooms. Such rooms as treating the bloaty head and slack tongue clinic. Watching somebody having their head explode and grow a new one was both funny and shocking. The same thing with watching somebody have their long tongue cut off. Both games have much to offer when treating certain illnesses, and it is fun to watch. It's absolute comedy gold to operate a hospital well and watch what happens during treatments of your patients. Both games provide and have so many treatment rooms for various illnesses. Both have great animations to witness in how treatments are done. Both games provide humour and class execution. Verdict on the animations? I've got to give this one a tie. Both games are absolutely brilliant when it comes to showing the treatment rooms, the facilities, of what the patients and the staff members are doing, and the way they pulled it off on both games. A game from the mid to late 90s and a game with recent years was just absolutely brilliant. I love animations from both games, but like I said, the bloaty head will always forever be in my head now, ever since I was a kid playing that game and watching a man's head explode, boom, grow a new one. And the slack tongue clinic, when I used to think back on that, I thought, oh, horrible. Not so much as phased as with the animations from 2 Point Hospital, but the animations in 2 Point Hospital are absolutely brilliantly well done as well, especially with all the new and interesting ways the team managed to just capture what Theme Hospital did and managed to just recreate it with new and interesting machines for their patients. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. So both games have done it absolutely well, and for this one, for me, it's a tie. Okay, that's the animations done. Now let's talk about another thing, the controls. The controls for both games on the PC is pretty much basic. Point, click and drag. It is not difficult to get used to that method of using the controls of the mouse and keyboard to use. Easy to get into, easy to use. For the game 2 Point Hospital, however, I have only used the Xbox One controller for the Xbox version of the game, and thanks to the tutorial of how to use the controller for the game, it is easy to use and remember what button does what for your progression throughout the game. Verdicts for the controls? It's definitely a tie. I've got to give it a tie. I mean, the simple point, click and drag methods of playing this game is absolutely easy to understand, and when you get into it, it's pretty much easy to remember. Especially when you're playing on the Xbox One version, which is what I've played on. I managed to get through the game quite far I've not had any difficulties remembering exactly how the control works, so the controls work just fine, especially for both games. I really love the point mouse and click and things and using the keyboard and things like that. I prefer that sort of method for a game like this, so definitely it's a tie. Alright, now that's the controls out of the way, and let's talk about the difficulty. The difficulty of the game is old school in its design, in the sense that the more you progress through each stage, the more the difficulty is amped up with various objectives to complete, to unlock new things, and to use and earn more money for your hospital, in which gives you more of a challenge to complete each stage you are on. The verdict on the difficulty? I'm going to have to give this one a tie for this one, because with Theme Hospital, let's start with Theme Hospital. I remember getting to a certain stage and I just couldn't get past. It had nothing to do with the fact that I was a young kid playing this game, because I was actually a really good gamer when I was younger. Probably even better than my adult years. I've lost a little bit of my touch there. But definitely with Theme Hospital, it was quite a difficult game to actually even get through. I couldn't even complete it. I managed to get quite a few levels ahead, and then I managed to get stuck because of the objectives and how difficult the game was getting. With Theme 2 Point Hospital, it's been a refresher, a nice taster on the actual years that I've actually been playing Theme Hospital compared to the small amount of time I've been playing on 2 Point Hospital, and the recent games I've been playing, which has been 2 Point Hospital. The recent experience has been difficult to actually get through this game as well. This game is not easy, especially with the certain objectives you have to complete and how difficult the game with the patients and what you have to do get. They both offer their difficulty in terms of how difficult the game is going to get. I'll give it to both points. Gotta give it one each. That's the difficulty out of the way. Let's talk about the last thing, the accessibility. The accessibility for these games are on the same page for me. Both are easy to get into and provide their own unique and fun ways to play the game. There is no long overdue of complex objectives to understand. There is no difficulty into just picking up and playing the game. It is as friendly for both titles. So for accessibility, it's definitely a tie. I've got to give it a tie. They both have their pick up and play. It's pretty easy to get into the game, and you have so much fun with them both. See, the accessibility is not overcomplicated, and the fact that you can use a keyboard and mouse for the Theme Hospital, you can probably do the same thing. Obviously you can with 2 Point Hospital. It follows the same trends as the first game, and so you shouldn't have any difficulty just picking up and playing the game. It's that easy to access, and it's really good fun. Both titles are. And that brings it to a close to Virtual Gaming Clash Episode 2. Theme Hospital versus 2 Point Hospital, fellow gaming minions. Did you like it? Did you have fun? Let me know in the comment section what you think about this video or about the video games. If you played Theme Hospital or 2 Point Hospital? If you haven't, I greatly recommend you try them out if and when you can, okay? I recommend both games. They're such good fun sim games. From my childhood, from Theme Hospital, I never thought that another spiritual successor, or a spiritual successor, would have been made for 2 Point Hospital, but I was hoping, and it's here, and it follows the same trends, and it's got the same template. I really do love the game. It's really, really good. I've spent so many hours on it. I haven't completed it just yet. I think I'm on the final stage, or the final hospital, unless I'm mistaken, there probably are more. But I'm having a great time with 2 Point Hospital, just like I did with Theme Hospital. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think episode 3 will be? Maybe a vote from you guys and girls probably might make episode 3 happen. If I can get at least 5 likes on this, then I'm going to be making episode 3 sooner than later. So thank you very much for watching, fellow gaming minions. Hope you have a good day. Remember to like, rate, comment and subscribe. Turn the bell notification on so you never miss an upload from Dr. Virtual. I'm Dr. Virtual, Gaming Doctor, the Retroholic. May retro gaming live on.